Hello students, I'm taking today class for standard 10 and I'll be doing today the first topic of your class 10 portion, that is the climate of India. Before I start explaining climate of India, let me brief you about what is climate. What do you mean by term climate? We have been learning about the weather conditions, the climatic conditions and so on for so far. Now what is the climate of one particular region? Climate is nothing but it is the weather condition of a particular place, of a larger area, okay, over a longer period of time. For example, if somebody is asking you what is the climate of this country where we are living, you are going to say, or you are going to explain the climate in terms of seasons. Like we have 4 distinct seasons in India. For example, summer season followed by rainy season, by winter season, or we have something called retreating monsoon in between, right? So this climatic condition, whatever we prevail over this continent, subcontinent India, okay, before I explain in detail what conditions we prevail in India, let me quickly brief you all about the physical condition or the physical features of India, because that plays a very important role when I am explaining you climatic conditions prevailing to India. Now, as you know, India is located right in Asia, towards the southern part of Asia. Most of India comes into the eastern hemisphere, that is the eastern part of Asia, and we lie exactly, we have a very advantageous location because we are also called Indian Peninsula. So down towards the southern part of India, we are surrounded by major 3 water bodies. That is a very advantageous position for us because we get enough moisture-laden winds called monsoon winds in the Indians towards the southern part of India. Okay, and the extent of India, if I'm talking about, we are into the northern hemisphere, totally into the northern hemisphere, and southernmost tip, the latitude which passes through is about 8 degrees north, and the northernmost latitude is 37 degrees north. We have the wide north-south extent. Okay, it's a big, large landmass, and the longitudinal extent is 68 degrees east and 97 degrees east. So we are totally into the eastern part of the Asia or eastern hemisphere of the earth. Okay, now let's look at the physical division, how India is physically divided into. Okay, before I explain the climate of India, let's see. India is basically divided into 5 physical divisions. We have right toward extending from the northwest tip of India, from Jammu and Kashmir, the high northern mountain wall, which is part of the main mountain belt of the world, which are the youngest mountains of the world. They are young fold mountains called Himalayas. Okay, now within Himalayas we know the highest peaks also located within Himalayas, like Mount Everest, height exceeds about 8,840 meters, like Mount K2, the second highest mountain peak, like Mount Kanchenjunga, and etc. This forms a huge mountain wall for Indian subcontinent, which extends right from northwest and goes towards the northeast portion as the height increases towards the northeast side. Now at the base of this mountain wall, we have the great northern plains of India, what you can see here as green in color. These great northern plains of India are the most fertile plains of the world also, and most of the population of India is living into this particular region, and since it is highly fertile land, it is highly cultivable also. Okay, the third physical division of India we have is a great peninsular plateau, what you can see as a yellow portion. It is an uplifted land. Okay, now within this peninsular land there are again main physical divisions. For example, quickly I'll show you. This is Chota Nagpur plateau. It is divided into again mountain ranges, smaller ranges, hills, plateaus, and also somewhere green you can see plains also. So we have Chota Nagpur plateau here, then we have Malwa plateau, okay, then we have the Great Deccan plateau here, okay, which is again a table land towards the south, and it is surrounding the Deccan plateau is towards the western side of Deccan plateau. We have the Western Ghats standing again very tall, and towards the east coast we have the Eastern Ghats. Overall, these are different parts of different variations of the landform within a Peninsula Plateau or Peninsula land of India. The next physical division we have is the Great Coastal Plains of India. Now we have, since I have already said that India towards the southern part is a peninsula, it is surrounded on all three sides by the major water bodies. Towards west we have Arabian Sea. As we extend from the Cape of Comorin towards down, it's the Indian Ocean. Okay, it exceeds further, and towards east we have eastern coast, that is the Bay of Bengal. Right now, towards the edge of these, we have the great mountains standing here, Western Ghats, right? And in between Western Ghats and towards, as we proceed towards the sea, we have the wide extent of these coastal plains. They are called Western Coastal Plains towards west and the Eastern Coastal Plain towards east. Okay, now these Western Coastal Plains are again divided into three types. For example, we have Konkan Coast, okay, we have the Canara Coast and the Malabar Coast right across Kerala. Okay, now here these eastern coasts are divided into two again, northern Sirkas, and down here as the Coromandel Coast along the east margin of Tamil Nadu. This is, and the last physical division we have India divided as the island group of India, that is the Andaman and Nicobar Island, which is also an archipelago. Around 350 islands together makes Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and towards west we have Lakshadweep Island. This is all about the physical divisions of India. Now I begin with my topic actually with the climate, explaining climatic conditions in India. Overall India has tropical monsoon type of climate. Now this is very important. Okay, why it is called or referred within two terms called tropical monsoon type of climate. Okay, now since I have already told you all latitudinal extent of India, the main latitude which passes through India is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north, which is also acting as a dividing line between two climatic zones into India. For example, since it passes almost to the center of India, it divides India, northern part of India into more of type of temperate type of climate, and southern part of India more of tropical type of climate. Now the reason why below Tropic of Cancer it is called tropical, because we have more influence, since latitude is 80 degrees which bound India towards the southern tip. We have more influence of the equator there, right, of the hot zone. So it is, summers are going to be more hotter compared to the northern part obviously, and here in the northern part we have more of what I am saying is temperate type, because we have milder summers, maybe the moderate type of climate here, and severe winter season. But here the change takes place. Why it is called tropical monsoon? Because of Tropic of Cancer passing through it, and here there is one northern mountain wall, that is the Himalayas, act as a major climatic barrier here. What it does, it blocks the severity of the cold winds which blow during the winter season, which comes from the Siberian plains, from the frigid zone. The extremely cold winds when they approach Indian subcontinent, these Himalayas act as a major climatic barrier for these winds, and it saves us from the severity of the extremely cold winds. And thus, we don't have extreme cold season in northern plains of India or into the northern part of India. Is it clear? Otherwise, if there were no Himalayas, India would have turned into a completely cold desert. Okay. Now, because of this, we have subtropical type of climate here. We know in Rajasthan or in the part of Punjab or during the summer season, the temperature goes very high compared to the southern part of India, correct? So it gives that subtropical type of climate. And also Himalayas play a very important role because they block the monsoon winds which approach from the southwest region, which bring heavy downpour in this country, okay, from going out of India. So they act as a barrier for, also they check the moisture level winds going out from India. So Himalayas play very important role in deciding the climate of India, and because of this monsoon wind, why I am explaining, it is called tropical monsoon. So why the word monsoon? Monsoon is nothing but the word Mausim, which is derived from the Arabic, it is an Arabic word. The Mausim meaning the season, okay. Now, this monsoon which blows from Indian Ocean or from Arabian Sea from June to September, they bring heavy change in the climatic condition. By the end of June, they give us season called rainy season. That's why Indian climate is referred to as tropical monsoon type of climate. And the main characteristic of this particular climate, that is the tropical monsoon climate, is the variation in temperature. Okay, temperature is very high temperature and very dry winters we have in India. That is the main characteristic. And monsoon, that is the winds, play a major role in deciding or changing the climate of India along with the Himalayan region. Is it clear? So this is all about the tropical monsoon type of climate. Now, we are going to actually, if you see overall India, if I'm talking about the summer season in India, there is great variation in temperature again in the summer season. So if I'm in Rajasthan, in India, okay, during the summer season, what happens? What is the temperature here? What happens to the temperature? Temperature goes above 48 or 50 degrees Celsius in Rajasthan, in the desert of Rajasthan in the summer season. If you go little higher up, okay, in Delhi the temperature is completely different. Okay, now if you go to Kashmir, the temperature becomes maybe 20 degrees or minus, sometimes if you go to still higher in Kargil region, temperature drops minus 40 degrees Celsius, right? Now, this is part of the summer season, but there is great variation in the temperature again within the part of India. Same way, if you go in the same season, if you are in southern part of India, if you are in Ooty, the temperature hill stations remain cooler in India. So when your exam gets over, when the summer season begins, everybody starts planning about the vacation, right? Where to go? Like we always prefer going to the hill station. Although we are part of the summer season, hill stations remain cooler. So there is a variation in the temperature again here. If you are in Goa, the temperature, you don't have very extreme temperature here. If you are in Hyderabad, it is totally a landlocked region, right? But there is no influence of the sea at all. The temperature is going to be different. Humidity, rate of humidity, no humidity at all. It's a very dry summer, right? So there is variation in the temperature, although we refer total or in general climate of India as tropical monsoon type of climate, correct? So two elements play very important role again here. One is temperature. There is great difference in the temperature or there is variation in the temperature as we move from in the same season, in the winter season. If you compare the temperature in the northern mountain wall, it is below freezing point, right? On the higher altitude region, there is a lot of snowfall here. If you go to again Delhi, the temperature is different. It is pretty cool, but there is never snowfall in Delhi because you know the mountain wall, that is Himalayas, act as a barrier for the cold winds and the temperature doesn't go below 0 degree over here, right? If you go to northeast state, temperature is going to be totally different. Even if you are in Chennai, the temperature is going to be totally different. So there is great variation in the temperature. Either you are in the winter season also or in the summer season also. The next element is the precipitation. Even precipitation, although we say India receives monsoon from June to September or late monsoon or retreating monsoon, but there is variation again in the amount and the form of precipitation. In India, across the world, we know there are different forms of precipitation. Precipitation is what? The amount of water coming down from the atmosphere on the surface of the earth, okay? It can be of different forms, like we have different forms, like there is snowfall, there is rainfall, mixture of snow and rain, it makes us sleep, there is a hailstone and etc. So in India, we get basically two forms of precipitation. One precipitation on the high altitude region, that is the northern mountain wall. We know that a high peak mountain with the height exceeds, the average height here exceeds from 3,000 or 4,000 to 6,000 meters. That is the average, or beyond that also, like Mount Everest, correct? Here the precipitation occurs in the form of snowfall. Okay, the form of the precipitation is different. If you compare the form of precipitation, that is from the monsoon winds when we get the downpour in southern part and it is distributed throughout India, the major form of precipitation here is in the form of rainfall. And this rainfall also differs, the amount of rainfall is it differs from place to place. For example, if you are looking at the western coast of India, along the western margin of the Western Ghats, heavy rainfall you get here, because it is on the windward side of this mountain. If you come and cross Deccan Plateau here, right in the center, the amount of rainfall is very less, correct? From June to September, we receive heavy rainfall along the western margin, along Konkan coast, Malabar coast and the Canara coast. But if you compare the amount of rainfall along the eastern margin of India, that is in Tamil Nadu, there is no rain at all during this month. They go very dry. So again, the amount of rainfall is differing here. If you go same way to Rajasthan, right? Rajasthan, the rainfall is hardly 10 centimeters or 15 centimeters annually there, right? If you compare the eastern region, northeast states of India, that is along the base of Yokasi, Garo and Jantiali, it records the highest rainfall of the world. It is the wettest place of the world is situated in this particular region. Like your Cherrapunji, why it receives heavy rainfall. If you go towards Shillong, the other side of the leeward side of these hills, it is very dry, it records very less rain. So the amount of precipitation also differs in India. It doesn't mean every part of India you will get equal amount of rainfall everywhere. There is variation in the type of or the degrees of temperature, and also the amount of precipitation you receive throughout India. So two elements which play very important role in deciding the climate or describing the climate of India. These are the two elements. Okay, so now we are going to look into which are the factors which are responsible, or which factors affect the climate of India in detail in the next class. Okay, so I'll see you in the next class.